The 2008 Wimbledon Championships was a tennis tournament played on grass courts. It was the 122nd edition of the Wimbledon Championships, and the third Grand Slam event of the year. It took place at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club in Wimbledon, London, England, United Kingdom, from June 23 to July 6, 2008. Spanish player Rafael Nadal won the first Wimbledon title of his career. The first Grand Slam tournament he had won other than the French Open. Nadal defeated five-time defending champion Roger Federer in the final in what many regard as the greatest tennis match of all time. In the women's singles, Venus Williams claimed her fifth title, and first win over her sister Serena in a Wimbledon final. The performances of Britons Andy Murray in the men's singles and Laura Robson in the girls' singles were able to arouse significant interest from the home crowd. Following the completion of the 2007 championships, the new fixed roof was put in place, in time for the 2008 championships. The retractable section of the new roof was completed for the 2009 championships. Seniors, gentlemen's singles. Rafael Nadal def. Roger Federer, 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 5, 6-7, 8, 9-7. It was Rafael Nadal's sixth title of the year, and his 29th overall. It was his second Grand Slam title of the year, his fifth overall, and his first Wimbledon title. Ladies singles. Venus Williams def. Serena Williams, 7-5, 6-4. It was Venus Williams's first title of the year, and her 37th overall. It was her seventh Grand Slam title overall, her fifth win at the event, and her second consecutive one. Gentlemen's doubles. Daniel Nestor/Nenad Simunja def. Jonas Bja paragraph RKMAN/Kevin Olliott, 7-6, 12, 6-7, 3, 6-3, 6-3, ladies doubles. Serena Williams/Venus Williams def. Lisa Raymond/Samantha Stosur, 6-2, 6-2, mixed doubles. Bob Bryan/Samantha Stosur def. Mike Bryan/Katerina Spotnik, 7-5, 6-4, juniors, boys singles. Grigor Dimitrov def. Henri Contine, 7-5, 6-3, girls singles. Laura Robson def. Nopuan Lichiwakan, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1, boys doubles. Cheng Penchier/Sung Hui Yang def. Matt Reed/Bernard Tomic, 6-4, 2-6, 12-10, girls doubles. Polina Hercog/Jessica Moore def. Isabella Hollands/Sally Peers, 6-3, 1-6, 6-2, other events, gentlemen's invitation doubles. Donald Johnson/Judd Palmer def. Jacko Elting/Paul Harquis, walkover, senior gentlemen's invitation doubles. Ken Flatch/Robert Satuso def. Jeremy Bates/Anders Jar Currency ROYD, 7-6, 1, 6-7, 5, 10-7, ladies invitation doubles. Yana Novotna/Kathy Rinaldi def. Martina Navratilova/Helena Swikova, 5-7, 6-3, 10-5, wheelchair men's doubles. Robin Amelin/Ronald Vink def. Stefan Howdett/Nicholas Piefer, 6-7, 8, 6-1, 6-3, notable stories, betting scandal. There were allegations in a dossier that several matches, including 8 at Wimbledon, were under suspicion of being fixed by professional gambling syndicates after bookmakers noted unexpected spikes in betting patterns. The dossier, released on the Sunday prior to the first day of play, had been commissioned by the Association of Tennis Professionals, Women's Tennis Association, International Tennis Federation, and 4 Grand Slams earlier in the year, and was compiled by bookmakers. An official said, "If you look at a tournament, you might see one match for a £23,000, in betting turnover, one for a £27,000, one for £36,000 and one for £4.5 million. It does an euro unregistered trademark to take a genius to work out that something is going on in the last one. Betting on Wimbledon matches was popular in 2007, with over £420 million wagered on bets. To help deal with any potential gambling problems, the All England Club restricted access to players' changing rooms this year, allowing only the player and their coach permission. It was hoped that this would make communication between gamblers and players more difficult. Match fixing became a prominent issue in the media after the 2007 Orange Preckham Open, where the then world number 4 Nikolay Davydenko came under suspicion of colluding with gamblers, and gambling company Betfair took the unprecedented step of voiding all bets on a match of his with Marta Varsalo Uga 1/4 elo. Pigeon-killing controversy. The All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, the sport club that plays host to the championships, came under fire from animal activists for using marksmen to shoot down dive-bombing pigeons. The marksmen were ordered to use hawks to scare them away, but when some failed to do so, the marksmen killed them, which led to the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals group releasing a statement admonishing the practice and subsequently, referring to the Animal Welfare Act 2006, contacting the Metropolitan Police. Several players complained about the pigeons distracting them during play, and because of the inefficient nature of the hawks, rapid action was sought on the Sunday evening before the tournament began. The marksmen were hired by the All England Club and, armed with rifles, shot several birds. When the media broke the story on Monday, a spokesman for the All England Club defended the club's approach, saying that, "The hawks are our first line of deterrent, and by and large they do the job." But unfortunately there were one or two areas where the hawks didn't deter the pigeons, so it was deemed necessary to take a harder approach. By Tuesday, however, the Metropolitan Police Wildlife Crime Unit had been alerted to the practice by PETA, after allegedly infringing the Animal Welfare Act 2006. Bruce Friedrich, vice president of PETA, wrote in a letter to the All England Club chairman Tim Phillips, that the birds did not represent a demonstrable risk to public health and safety, and the activity was therefore in violation of the Act. A Wimbledon spokesperson subsequently announced that they had reneged on their policy, and that the All England Club would no longer shoot pigeons. A similar, but more inconspicuous, incident also occurred on the Sunday evening before the championships. A swarm of bees descended upon the area surrounding the All England Club. This caused the clearing out of the players' lawn and a temporary cessation of some interviews. Further disruption was caused because organisers had to alter the overnight queuing system, in order to protect people. This was the first time that bees had caused disruptions at the All England Club. Some media outlets reported that the bees deserted the grounds after around 90 minutes, whilst others claimed that a similar resolution to the pigeon problem was sought, with the bees being professionally exterminated. British performance. The British public were left with some palpable success, as London-based Laura Robson became the first British girl to win the Girls' Juniors competition since the Annabel Croft in 1984. Robson, aged 14 and the youngest player in the Girls' Juniors, had to beat players aged up to 18, the maximum age allowed for entry into the juniors. She garnered considerable media attention, and, with a large crowd gathered to watch both her semi-final and final matches, she called it an overwhelming experience. British-based gambling company Ladbrokes slashed her odds of winning Wimbledon before 2020 from 50/1 to 20/1. In the seniors, 2007 mixed doubles champion Jamie Murray could not replicate his triumph of the previous year with new partner Liesl Huber after his 2007 partner, Jelena Jankovic, opted not to play in order to concentrate on the singles competition. Murray and Huber were able to reach the semi-finals. In the seniors singles competition, Scot Andy Murray made the most significant impact, becoming the first Brit since Tim Henman in 2004 to reach the quarter-finals. Murray, often castigated in the British media for his surly manner, won the crowd's affections with his 5-set victory over Richard Gasquet. In the UK, the Murray-Gasquet match was watched by over 10 million people, and in his native Scotland more than 50% of the potential viewing public watched the match. Chris Eaton from Surrey, the ATP number 661, began his campaign in qualifying, succeeded in doing so, and then beat ATP number 114 Boris Poranski, causing a huge surprise. No British women made it beyond the second round, although Ankia Thavong was the first British woman to directly qualify to the main draw since 1998. A tournament of upsets and fairy tales. The men's side was notable for the performances of Marat Safin and Rainer Shawan quarter TTLER, ranked 75th and 94th respectively entering the tournament. Safin caused an upset in the second round when he defeated Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic in straight sets, on his way to his first ever Wimbledon semi-final, where he lost to Roger Federer. After more than 5 years without reaching the quarter-finals of a Grand Slam tournament, and 13 consecutive Grand Slam tournaments without advancing past the second round, Shawan quarter TTLER also advanced to his first Wimbledon semi-final, where he was defeated by the eventual champion Rafael Nadal in straight sets. Shawan quarter TTLER had earlier defeated Arnaud Clacopy-Ment, who had previously not reached the quarter-finals of a Grand Slam tournament since reaching the final of the 2001 Australian Open, in an epic quarter-final which had lasted 2 days. The women's draw saw some of the biggest upsets in the tournament's history, in which the top 4 seeds all failed to reach the quarter-finals. Maria Sharapova suffered her earliest exit at Wimbledon and her earliest exit at a Grand Slam since the 2003 US Open when she went down to Alla Kudryavtseva in the second round, whilst recent French Open champion and newly crowned world number 1 Ana Ivanovic was stunned in the third round by Chinese wildcard entrant and world number 133 Zhang Jia. This was the earliest exit by a top seed at Wimbledon since Martina Hingis lost in the first round in 2001, and Zhang Jia also became the lowest-ranked player ever to defeat a top seed at the tournament. Jankovic and Kostova had their tournaments ended in the fourth round by Tamarine Tanasugan and Anska Radworska, respectively. This was the first time since seedings began at Wimbledon in 1927 in which none of the top 4 seeds advanced past the fourth round at Wimbledon. For Zhang Jia's part, she became the second Chinese player to reach the final 8 at Wimbledon, and the first wildcard entry in the tournament's history to reach the semi-finals, where she was defeated by eventual runner-up Serena Williams, whilst Tanasugan reached her first Grand Slam quarter-final by virtue of her victory against Jankovic, losing to the eventual champion Venus Williams. Men's and women's singles players, men's singles, women's singles, day by day, day 1. The first day of the competition saw world number 1 and 5-time Wimbledon winner Roger Federer breeze by his opponent to reach the second round, alongside Marcos Baghdatis, Fernando Gonzalez, Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, Andrea Seppi, Juan Carlos Ferrero, Novak Djokovic, Stanislas Wawrinka, Fernando Verdasco and David Ferrer. 2007 Wimbledon quarter-finalist Tomaso Berdych was pushed in a 5-setter by ATP number 78 Evgeny Korolov, but eventually prevailed on the final score of 4-6, 6-1, 6-4, 3-6, 7-5, after 3 hours of play, while former world number 1 and 2002 Wimbledon champion Leighton Hewitt survived a close, 3-hour-and-a-half-long 5-setter against Robin Haas, winning 6-7, 4, 6-3, 6-3, 6-7, 1, 6-2. Recent French Open semi-finalist Gaël Monfils was forced to withdraw before his first match due to a shoulder injury contracted during his Nottingham Open semi-final against Ivo Karlovic. Karlovic was himself upset later in the day by qualifier Simon Stadler, while 32nd seed Michael Elodra retired against Mario Arnaia due to a left arm injury. Canadian wildcard Frank Dancevic produced the biggest upset of the day, knocking out former finalist David Nalbandian in straight sets, and in a mere 96 minutes. In the women's singles, French Open champion and new world number 1 Ana Ivanovic easily defeated her first-round adversary, and was followed in the second round by Nicole Vadiova, Svetlana Kostova, Anska Radworska, Agnes Sarve, Alona Bondarenko, Arma Copyright Lai Moresmo and 2007 Wimbledon runner-up Marion Bartoli, as well as two-time Wimbledon champion Serena Williams, who was tested against Roland Garros quarter-finalist Kana Kampi, before winning the match on the score of 7-5, 6-3, and 6th seed Anna Shakhvtadze, who won her first round encounter 2-6, 6-1, 8-6, saving all 4 match points her opponent star copyright Fanny Dubois held against her. Many women's seeds fell on the first day, such as Virginie Razzano, who lost to Evgenia Rodina despite winning the first set with a bagel. Dominika Cibulkova, who fell to Jai Zheng. Eliza Copyright Cornet, who was defeated by Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Maria Kirilenko, who lost to Vera Dushevina. And Patty Schneider, who was upset by Casey Del-Equa. Seeded players out: Gaël Monfils, Ivo Karlovia, Michaela Elodra, David Nalbandian. Dominika Cibulkova, Virginie Razzano, Eliza Copyright Cornet, Maria Kirilenko, Patty Schneider. The men's doubles competition saw no seeds advancing, but Australian Open runners-up and Wimbledon defending champions Arnaud Claire Copyright Ment and Michaela Elodra were forced to withdraw before their first match, because of Lodra's left arm injury, which had already caused his retirement in the singles earlier in the day. In the women's doubles competition, French Open mixed doubles champion Victoria Azarenka and partner Shahar Peer proceeded to the next round. Seeded players out: Michaela Elodra/Arnaud Claire Copyright Ment. Pictures from Day 1, Day 2, in the men's singles, Queen's Club champion, 2006 and 2007 Wimbledon runner-up Rafael Nadal scored his first win, securing a second-round spot along with Jarko Niemann, Nicolas Kiefer, Tommy Robredo, Richard Gasquet, Paul-Henri Mathieu, Raid Gangstrom Tapernek, Gilles Simon, Nicolas S. Almagro, Mikhail Yuzny, James Blake, two-time finalist Andy Roddick, and 12th seed Andy Murray, who overcame the magician Fabrice Santoro 6-3, 6-4, 7-6, 5, in little more than 2 hours, while 25th seed Dmitry Tassanov battled during nearly 4 hours before claiming a 6-4, 6-7, 8, 7-6, 7, 3-6, 7-5 win over 2007 Queen's Club finalist Nicolas Mouat. ATP No. 116 Benjamin Becker provided the biggest upset of the tournament thus far with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 win over 4th seed Nikolay Davydenko, whose first-round exit was the 5th in 7 Wimbledon appearances, and Croatian Ivan Ljubija was upset in a close 5-setter by 72nd-ranked Austrian Jar 1/4 Gen Melzer, on the final score of 6-4, 7-6, 7, 4-6, 2-6, 6-3. On the women's side, defending champion Venus Williams proceeded to the next round past British hope Naomi Kavadai, alongside Flavia Pennetta, Caroline Wozniacki, Sania Mta, Sibyl Bama, Maria Sharapova, Francesca Iavone, Victoria Azarenka, Vera Zvonova, Nadia Petrova, Shahar Peer, Daniela Hantuchova, Jelena Jankovic, Roland Garros runner-up Dinara Safina and 1999 Wimbledon champion Lindsay Davenport, in her first appearance since 2005. 23rd seed Katerina Spotnik was knocked out of the tournament at the end of an almost 4-hours-long thriller, in which she held 4 match points, before her opponent, WTA No. 102 Julia Gar-Paragraph-RGES eventually won on the score of 4-6, 7-6, 8, 16-14. Seeded players out: Nikolay Davydenko, Ivan Ljubija, Katerina Spotnik. In the men's doubles, South Africans Jeff Kwesi and Wesley Moody won their first-round match, as well as Australian Open champions Jonathan Erlich and Andy Ram, who completed their encounter after it was stopped by bad light on day 1, on the final score of 5-7, 4-6, 6-3, 6-3, 11-9, and Lucas Sodlauha 1/2 and Leander Paes, who after 5 sets of play eventually claimed a 4-6, 6-0, 6-3, 4-6, 6-3 victory. Polish 10th seeds Mariusz Fistenberg and Marcin Matkowski were upset in straight sets by Rowan Bopana and Azam Al-Hakurishi. In the women's draw, 11th seeded 2000 and 2002 Wimbledon doubles champions Serena Williams and Venus Williams advanced past their first-round adversaries in less than an hour. Seeded players out, Mariusz Fistenberg/Marcin Matkowski. Pictures from Day 2, Day 3 World number 1 and defending champion Roger Federer, Stanislas Wawrinka, Lytton Hewitt, Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, Marcos Baghdatis, David Ferrer, Fernando Verdasco and Tomaso Berdych advanced to the next round of the men's top half of the draw, alongside 29th seed Andrea Seppi, who overcame Frenchman Florent Serra at the end of a close 5-setter, on the final score of 6-3, 6-7, 4, 6-2, 6-7, 5, 6-4. The shock of the day came as former world number 1, 2000 US Open and 2005 Australian Open champion, and now 75th-ranked Marat Safin took out ATP number 3, 2007 Wimbledon semi-finalist and reigning Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic in straight sets, winning 6-4, 7-6, 3, 6-2, after 2 hours of play. 21st seed Juan Carlos Ferrero also left the tournament, retiring due to a neck injury in the third set of his second round against Halle doubles champion Mischa Zverev, and 15th seed and French Open quarter-finalist Fernando Gonzalez lost a close encounter to Italian Simone Bolelli, on the score of 7-6, 8, 7-6, 7, 3-6, 7-6, 4. In the women's singles, Elena Dementieva won her first round, and Nicole Vadiova, Svetlana Kostsova, Serena Williams, Agnes Sarve, Anna Shakhvtadze, Arma Copyright Lai Moresmo, Arnd Skurodwarska and 2007 Wimbledon runner-up Marion Bartoli won their second-round matches. New world number 1 and French Open winner Ana Ivanovic was pushed to the limit, as she saved 2 match points in the 3 hours and 20 minutes thriller that opposed her to WTA number 97 Nathalie Decci, and of which she came out the victor on the score of 6-7, 2, 7-6, 3, 10-8. 28th seed and Australian Open doubles champion Ilona Bondarenko retired against qualifier Barbora Zaleva 1/2 COVID due to a right leg injury, and 20th seed Francesca Iavone lost in 3 sets to Annabel Medina Garrigues, despite holding 3 consecutive match points in the deciding set. Seeded players out, Novak Djokovic, Juan Carlos Ferrero, Fernando Gonzalez, Ilona Bondarenko, Francesca Iavone. In the men's doubles, world number 1 team Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan proceeded to the second round, along with Brazilian pair Marcelo Melo and Andra Copyright Czar, who won their first round encounter in 5 sets 6-3, 3-6, 4-6, 6-4, 6-1, Jonas Bjer Rkman and Kevin Olliott, Francia Ekairma K and Jordan Kerr and Julian Benneteau and Nicolas Mouat. 2007 US Open champions and 5th seeds Simon Asplin and Julian Noll were upset in 4 sets by Kevin Anderson and Robert Lindstedt. World number 1 team and defending champions Cara Black and Liesl Huber, Evita Beniova and Janette Husarova, Květa Peschke and Renee Stubbs, Ai Sugiyama and Katarina Spotnik, Lisa Raymond and Samantha Stoser, Ziyan and Jai Zheng and Dinara Safina and Agnes Sarve were among the teams advancing past the first round of the women's doubles event. Meanwhile, 8 seeds Xi Peng and Tianchen Sun were upset in 3 sets by Catalina Castor ±0 and Hao Campi. 4th seeds Yang Jan Chan and Kai Yun Chuang fell to Akgul Muradova and Daria Kostova, and in the last match of the day, 14th seeds Alicia Molik and Mara Santangelo lost in 3 sets to Tatiana Paribinis and Alicja Rozolska. Seeded players out, Simon Asplin/Julian Noll, Xi Peng/Tianchen Sun, Yang Jan Chan/Kai Yun Chuang, Alicia Molik/Mara Santangelo. Pictures from Day 3, Day 4, among the seeds advancing to the third round in the bottom half of the men's draw were Nicholas Kiefer, Andy Murray, Richard Gasquet, Dmitry Tasanov, Paul-Henri Mathieu, Gilles Simon, Mikhail Yuzny, who prevailed at the end of a 3-hour-and-a-half-long 5-setter against ATP number 201, qualifier Stefano Galvani, on the score of 4-6, 6-4, 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, and Radkangström Tapernek, who came back from being down 2 sets to love to defeat Serbian Viktor Troicki 6-7, 1, 6-7, 3, 6-3, 6-1, 6-2. Second seed, 4-time French Open champion, 2-time Wimbledon finalist Rafael Nadal had to battle during 3 hours against Roland Garros quarter-finalist Ernest Skulbys, before claiming a 5-7, 6-2, 7-6, 2, 6-3 victory, and also proceed to the next round. Meanwhile, 23rd seed Tommy Robredo fell in straight sets to Tommy Haas. 24th seed Jarko Niemann lost in a close match to Marin Oeia on the score of 6-4, 3-6, 6-3, 6-7, 6, 7-5. French Open quarter-finalist Nicolas Almagro was upset 6-3, 3-6, 5-7, 6-1, 6-2 by Guillermo Garca and La Cubed Pez, and 2003 Australian Open runner-up, and now 94th-ranked Rainer Shah. 1/4 TTLER eliminated 9th seed James Blake after a 5-set marathon, 6-3, 6-7, 8, 4-6, 6-4, 6-4. 6th seed Andy Roddick fell before the third round for the first time in 8 appearances, as the 2-time Wimbledon finalist was knocked out of the tournament by ATP number 40 Janko Tipsarevic, 6-7, 5, 7-5, 6-4, 7-6, 4. In the women's singles, defending champion Venus Williams advanced to the third round, alongside Caroline Wozniacki, Dinara Safina, Sharapova, Jelena Jankovic, Victoria Azarenka, Elena Dementieva and Nadia Petrova. 32nd seed Sania Mtsa was taken to 3 sets by WTA number 101 Mara Adjoza copyright Martinez NCHEZ, and eventually lost 6-0, 4-6, 9-7, while 13th seed Vera Zvonareva fell to recent Herzogenaurach winner Tamarine Tanasugarn. Austrian Sibyl Bammer lost in 3 sets to Xi Peng. 10th seed Daniela Hantuchova was upset by Elisa Klibanova, and 22nd seed Flavia Pennetta was knocked out by Isuke Alma. 1999 Wimbledon champion Lindsay Davenport decided to withdraw from the tournament before her match against Jaslad Alko, due to a knee injury. WTA number 159, Russian Alla Kudryavtseva produced the biggest upset of the women's field thus far, as she upset compatriot, former world number 1, 2004 Wimbledon winner, reigning Australian Open champion, and third seed Maria Sharapova in straight sets, on the score of 6-2, 6-4. Seeded players out: Tommy Robredo, James Blake, Jarko Niemann, Andy Roddick, Nicolas Almagro. Lindsay Davenport, Sania Mtsa, Vera Zvonareva, Maria Sharapova, Sibyl Bammer, Daniela Hantuchova, Flavia Pennetta. In the men's doubles, Christopher Kaz and Roger Wasson, Daniel Nestor and Nenad Samunja and Max Mniai and Jamie Murray advanced to the next round, whereas Czech pair Martin Dam and Pavel Varzedner fell, after 4 sets, to Travis Parrott and Filip Polasowek, and 4th seeds Maresh Bhupathi and Mark Knowles lost to Philip Tzner and Alexander Peer. 9th seeds Lucas Sodlauha 1/2 and Leander Paes were among the first teams to reach the third round, along with Christopher Kaz and Roger Wasson, who advanced for the second time in the day, when they received a walkover. On the women's side, French Open champions Annabelle Medina Garrigues and Virginia Ruano Pascual cruised to the second round, along with Bethany Matkins Sania Mtsa, and Serena Williams and Venus Williams were the first pair to advance to the third round. Australian Open champions Ilona Bondarenko and Katarina Bondarenko withdrew from the competition, due to the right leg injury which had already forced Ilona Bondarenko to retire in her singles match on the previous day, and 12th seeds Svetlana Kostsova and Alma copyright Lime Morismo also chose to withdraw. Seeded players out: Martin Dam/Pavel Varzner, Maresh Bupavi/Mark Knowles, Alona Bondarenko/Katerina Bondarenko, Svetlana Kostsova/Alma copyright Lime Morismo. Pictures from Day 4. Day 5, rain interrupted play for about an hour and a half during the early afternoon in what was the first rain delay of the 2008 championships. World number 1 and 5-time Wimbledon winner Roger Federer cruised to the fourth round of the men's singles, along with Leighton Hewitt, Feliciano Lacube-Pez, 2006 semi-finalist and 2007 quarter-finalist Marcos Baghdatis, and 13th seed Stanislas Wawrinka, who was leading 2-0 when his opponent Mischa Zverev retired. 22nd seed and Nottingham finalist Fernando Verdasco knocked out 11th seed and 2007 Wimbledon quarter-finalist Tomaso Berdych, crashing the Czech in the third set to win 6-4, 6-4, 6-0, in little more than an hour and a half. 2004 Wimbledon semi-finalist Mario Arnaia edged 5th seed and Herzenbosch Titlis David Ferrer after more than 3 hours of play, on the final score of 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 5, 7-6, 3, and former world number 1 and now ATP number 75 Marat Safin continued his run in the tournament, taking out 29th seed Andrea Seppi in 4 sets 7-6, 5, 3-6, 7-6, 3, 6-4. In the women's singles, Nicole Vadiova, Svetlana Kostsova, Anna Shakhvtadze, Arnt Skorodworska and Evgenia Sarve advanced to the fourth round, alongside two-time Wimbledon champion Serena Williams, who defeated 2006 champion Alma copyright Lime Morismo 7-6, 5, 6-1. Meanwhile, unseeded American Bethany Matk upset defending finalist and 11th seed Marion Bartoli in straight sets. The shock of the day was produced by 2006 Australian Open and 2006 Wimbledon doubles champion and wildcard Zhai Zheng, as the WTA number 133 knocked out of the tournament world number 1, French Open champion and 2007 Wimbledon semi-finalist Ana Ivanovic in straight sets, on the score of 6-1, 6-4. Seeded players out: Tomaso Berdych, David Ferrer, Andrea Seppi, Marion Bartoli, Alma copyright Lime Morismo, Ana Ivanovic. Among the teams advancing to the men's doubles third round were top-ranked Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, Francia Eka and Jordan Kerr, Marcelo Malo and Andra copyright Tsar, Julian Benneteau and Nicolas Mahut, Jonas Bja Paragraph RKMAN and Kevin Olliott and Australian Open champions Jonathan Erlich and Andy Ram, who overcame Stephen Huss and Ross Hutchins after 5 sets 6-7, 3, 6-4, 3-6, 6-3, 6-4. In the women's doubles competition, world number 1 team and defending champions Cara Black and Liesl Huber, Květa Peschke and Renee Stubbs, Victoria Azarenka and Shahapaya, Lisa Raymond and Samantha Stosa and Dinara Safina and Evgenia Sarve proceeded to the third round, while 15th seeds Evita Beniova and Janette Husarova were taken out in straight sets by Vania King and Alla Kudryavtseva, and second seeds Isugiyama and Katerina Spotnik lost on the score of 2-6, 6-3, 11-9 to Rachel Copps-Jones and Abigail Spears. Seeded players out: Evita Beniova/Janette Husarova, Isugiyama/Katerina Spotnik. Pictures from Day 5, Day 6. In the men's singles, 2006 and 2007 Wimbledon runner-up Rafael Nadal advanced past German 27th seed Nicolas Kiefer in straight sets. 2007 Wimbledon semi-finalist Richard Gasquet edged compatriot, 28th seeded Gilles Simon after 4 sets and little more than 2 hours on the score of 6-3, 6-3, 6-7, 3, 6-3, and unseeded Serbian Janko Tipsarevic matched his 2007 Wimbledon performance, as he qualified for the fourth round in defeating 25th seed Dmitry Tisunov in straight set 7-6, 1, 7-6, 3, 6-3. 12th seed Andy Murray lost one set to his opponent, former ATP number 2 Tommy Haas, but eventually won the match after 2 hours and a half of play, on the final score of 6-4, 6-7, 4, 6-3, 6-2. 19-year-old Croatian Marin Cilic defeated 14th seed Paul-Henri Mathieu, and Mikael Jusny prevailed at the end of a 4 hours and 14 minutes long 5-setter against Raid Gangstrom Tapernek, on the score of 7-5, 6-7, 5, 6-4, 6-7, 4, 6-3. On the women's side, Elena Dementieva and Venus Williams advanced to the fourth round, alongside second seed Jelena Jankovic, who fought back from being led 1-0, to defeat 31st seed Caroline Wozniacki 2-6, 6-4, 6-2, and 21st seed Nadia Petrova, who upset 2007 US Open and 2008 French Open mixed doubles champion and 16th seed Victoria Azarenka in straight sets and 2 tiebreaks 7-6, 11, 7-6, 4. Australian Open doubles runner-up Shahar Peer and French Open singles runner-up Dinara Safina battled during 3 hours and 25 minutes, with Peer dominating up to the midst of the second set, when the Russian came back, saving 1 match point, and Safina dominating up to the end of the third set, when Peer came back, breaking her adversary one final time to claim a 7-5, 6-7, 4, 8-6 victory. Seeded players out: Dmitry Tasanov, Gilles Simon, Nicolas Kiefer, Paul-Henri Mathieu, Raid Gangstrom Tapernek. Caroline Wozniacki, Victoria Azarenka, Dinara Safina. Top-ranked Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan came back from a 1-set deficit to defeat 13th seeds Franca Ekaterina and Jordan Kerr, and reach the quarter-finals of the men's doubles. Daniel Nestor and Nenad Simunja, Max Mniai and Jamie Murray advanced to the third round, while South Africans 11th seeds Jeff Kwesi and Wesley Moody were upset in straight sets 7-6, 2, 6-2, 7-6, 3, by unseeded Feliciano Lacubde-Pez and Fernando Verdasco, and 15th seeds Christopher Caz and Roger Wasson lost to Philip Tzner and Alexander Payer, 2008 French Open champions, and 5th seeds Annabelle Medina Garrigues and Virginia Ruano Pascual, 13th seeds Bethany Matk and Sania Mta, 9th seeds Zayan and Zhizheng Cruz 2. The third round of the women's doubles, while top-ranked Cara Black and Liesl Huber advanced to the quarter-finals. Almost all seeds in the mixed doubles advanced to the third round, among which Pavel Varzedner and Kveta Peschke, Simon Asplin and Lisa Raymond, Mike Bryan and Katerina Spotnik, Andy Ram and Nathalie Deci, Daniel Nestor and Kai-Yun Chuang, Julian Knoll and Young Jan Chan and Kevin Olliott and Daisuke Alma. Nenad Simunja and Tianchen Sun lost in straight sets, however, to Luka Sodlauhar 1/2 and Nicole Vadia over. Mark Knowles and Zayan were upset by Scott Lipsky and Casey Delequa. Maresh Bhupathi and Sania Mtsa fell to Igor Andreev and Maria Kirilenko, and Leander Paes and Renee Stubbs were knocked out by Jonas Bjaparagraf Rkman and Alicia Molik. Seeded players out: Franca Ekaterina Jordan Kerr, Jeff Kwesi Wesley Moody, Christopher Caz Roger Wasson. Nenad Simunja Tianchen Sun, Mark Knowles Zayan, Maresh Bhupathi Sania Mta, Leander Paes Renee Stubbs. Pictures from Day 6, Middle Sunday. Middle Sunday in Wimbledon is traditionally a rest day, without any play, and this was the case in 2008. The seventh day of the competition, consequently, was Monday 30th June. Day 7, 5-time Wimbledon winner, defending champion and world number 1 Roger Federer advanced to the tournament's quarter-finals for the 7th time in 10 participations past former world number 1 and 2002 Wimbledon titleist Leighton Hewitt after less than 2 hours of play, on the score of 7-6, 7, 6-2, 6-4, while second seed, 2006 and 2007 finalist Rafael Nadal left no hopes to 17th seed Mikael Jusny, as he defeated the Russian 6-3, 6-3, 6-1. 2004 Wimbledon semi-finalist and ATP number 43 Marijuana Ia was led 2-0 by Nottingham finalist and 22nd seed Fernando Verdasco, when he started a comeback, winning the third set, and overcoming Verdasco's 4-1 lead to take the fourth, to ultimately win the match, after the two players repeatedly broke each other in the 1-hour-and-a-half-long fifth set, on the final score of 3-6, 4-6, 6-3, 6-4, 13-11, after nearly 4 hours of play, and set a rematch of the 2006 Wimbledon quarter-final against Federer. 31st seeded Feliciano Lacube climbed back from being led 2-1, and saved 3 match points, the third one with an ace on his second service, to finally beat 10th seed, 2006 semi-finalist and 2007 Wimbledon quarter-finalist Marcos Bautatis after almost 4 hours of play, 5-7, 6-2, 3-6, 7-6, 4, 8-6. In the first fourth-round match involving two unseeded players, ATP number 94 and 2003 Australian Open runner-up Raina Shah won quarter TTLE dominated ATP number 40, victor of Andy Roddick, Serbian Janko Tipsarevic 6-3, 3-6, 6-4, 7-6, 4, and in the second one, 2001 Australian Open runner-up and 2007 Wimbledon doubles champion, ATP number 145 Arnold Klacopiright meant outplayed 19-year-old Croatian, ATP number 55 Marin Araya, in straight set 6-3. 7-5, 6-2. Former world number 1 Marat Safin eliminated a third consecutive seed in the tournament, as he beat Rome Masters finalist Stanislas Wawrinka for the first time in 3 encounters, on the score of 6-4, 6-3, 5-7, 6-1, to match his best result in Wimbledon, a 2001 quarter-final. 8th seed, 2007 Wimbledon semi-finalist, Frenchman Richard Gasquet entirely dominated his adversary, 12th seed, British Andy Murray during 2 sets, and up to the end of the third one, when he served to win the match, before Murray broke the Frenchman back and won the set's tie-break, eventually taking back the control of the encounter, racing through the fourth set and breaking early in the fifth to win, in almost complete darkness, at 21:30, after 4 hours of play, on the score of 5-7, 3-6, 7-6, 3, 6-2, 6-4, and, reaching his first Grand Slam quarter-final, complete the round of 8 lineup. The women's competition saw top seeds continue to fall, as WTA number 60 and Herzenbosch Titlis Tamarine Tanazagan knocked out second seed Jelena Jankovia 6-3, 6-2, in a mere 75 minutes, to advance for the first time in her career to the quarter-finals of a Grand Slam event, and Eastbourne Titliston 14th seed Anska Radwanska took back the control of her match, after scoring only 1 game in the second set, to defeat her opponent WTA number 4 and 2007 Wimbledon quarter-finalist Svetlana Kuznetsova 6-4, 1-6, 7-5. Kuznetsova and Jankovia's losses, together with the defeats of Ivanovic and Sharapova earlier in the tournament, meant that none of the top 4 seeds reached a quarter-finals of a Grand Slam for the first time in the Open era. The 133rd-ranked Jia Zheng also continued her run in the tournament, defeating 15th seeded Gnes Sarve 6-3, 6-4, and progressing to become the first women's wild-card entry to reach the Wimbledon quarter-finals. Defending champion Venus Williams advanced to her 9th quarter-finals at Wimbledon in 12 appearances, past 42nd-ranked Russian Elisa Klebanova, and her sister Serena Williams dispatched compatriot WTA number 69 Bethany Matka in straight set 6-3, 6-3. 18th seed Nicole Vadiova recovered from the loss of the first set to win the second in a tie-break, and eventually overcome her opponent 8th seed Anna Shakhvtadze after 2 hours of play, on the score of 4-6, 7-6, 0, 6-3, Russian 21st seed and recent Eastbourne runner-up Nadia Petrova easily defeated compatriot and victor of Maria Sharapova, 154th ranked Alexandrievtseva 6-1, 6-4, in little more than an hour, and Elena Dementieva, the highest seed remaining in the draw, crushed Israeli 24th seed Shahar Peah 6-2, 6-1. Seeded players out: Leighton Hewitt, Fernando Verdasco, Marcos Badatis, Mikhail Yuzny, Stanislas Wawrinka, Richard Gasquet, Jelena Jankovia, Agnes Sarve, Anna Shakhvtadze, Svetlana Kostsova, Shahar Peah. In the men's doubles, 9 seeds Lucas Sodlauhar 1/2 and Leander Paes proceeded to the quarter-finals, alongside Australian Open champions Jonathan Erlich and Andy Ram, who defeated 16th-seeded Frenchman Julien Benneteau and Nicolas Mahut 4-6, 6-7, 4, 7-6, 3, 6-3, 6-4, and second seeds Daniel Nesta and Nenad Zimunja, who beat 14th-seeded Max Mniai and Jamie Murray in straight sets. Meanwhile, Brazilian 12th seeds Marcelo Melo and André Copyright-Czar decided to withdraw from the tournament, giving a walkover to unseeded Kevin Anderson and Robert Lindstedt, and Feliciano Lacubde-Pez and Fernando Verdasco's withdrawal allowed 8th-seeded team Jonas Bjer RKMAN and Kevin Olliott to complete the quarter-finals lineup. On the women's side, 16th-seeded pair Lisa Raymond and Renee Stubbs beat 3rd seeds Květa Peschke and Renee Stubbs to reach the quarter-finals, along with 6th seeds Victoria Azarenka and Shahar Peah, who defeated 10th seeds Dinara Safina and Agnes Sarve, unseeded Ekaterina Makarova and Selema Sfar, who upset 9th-seeded Chinese pairs Zhai Yan and Jia Zheng, two-time champions Serena Williams and Venus Williams, who knocked out 5th seeds and French Open champions Annabelle Medina Garrigues and Virginia Ruano Pascual, and 13th seeds Bethany Matkin-Sanyamsa. In the mixed event, 14th seeds Martin Dam and Xia Peng obtained a walkover to the third round as their unseeded opponents withdrew, while unseeded team of French Open mixed doubles champion Bob Bryan and partner Samantha Stosur dispatched 16th seeds Jordan Kerr and Katerina Bondarenko. Unseeded Belarusians Max Mniai and Olga Gavitsova beat 15th seeds Jeff Kuezi and Vladimir Rala unregistered trademark over, and defending champion Jamie Murray and partner Liesl Huber also advanced. Czech team Pavel Varzedner and Květa Peschke were the first pair to advance to the quarter-finals, as their scheduled third-round adversaries 13th seeds Simon Asplin and Lisa Raymond decided to withdraw. Seeded players out: Marcelo Melo/André Copyright-Czar, Julien Benneteau/Nicolas Mahut, Max Mniai/Jamie Murray, Květa Peschke/Renee Stubbs, Dinara Safina/Agnes Sarve, Zhai Yan/Jia Zheng, Annabelle Medina Garrigues/Virginia Ruano Pascual, Jordan Kerr/Katerina Bondarenko, Jeff Kuezi/Vladimir Rala unregistered trademark over, Simon Asplin/Lisa Raymond. Pictures from Day 7, Day 8, on Ladies' Day in Wimbledon, 7th seed, 4-time winner and defending champion Venus Williams easily defeated Serena Bosch titleist, WTA No. 60 Tamarine Tanasugarn in straight set 6-4, 6-3 for the 7th time in 7 meetings, to advance to the semi-finals. 5th seed Elena Dementieva, the highest-seeded player remaining in the draw, survived a comeback by opponent and compatriot, Eastbourne runner-up Nadia Petrova, as the 21st seed climbed back from being down 1-0, 1-5, to win the second set in a tie-break, forcing Dementieva to raise her level of play to eventually claim a 6-1, 6-7, 6, 6-3 victory, and advance to her first semi-final appearance in Wimbledon, against Venus Williams. 6th seed, two-time Wimbledon champion Serena Williams needed only 51 minutes to dispatch her quarter-final opponent, 14th seed, recent Eastbourne winner, 19-year-old Ansgar Radwanska 6-4, 6-0, and proceed to her 5th Wimbledon semi-final in 9 appearances. In the last quarter-final of the women's event, Chinese wildcard, 133rd-ranked Jia Zheng, upset 18th seed Nicole Vadia after 3 sets in nearly 2 hours, on the score of 6-2, 5-7, 6-1, to continue her run in the tournament and reach her first ever Grand Slam semi-final in a singles draw, to meet Serena Williams. Zheng, who had already set a record for the furthest progression by a women's wildcard at Wimbledon, also became the first Chinese player to reach the singles semi-finals in a Grand Slam tournament. Seeded players out: Nadia Petrova, Arntska Radwanska, Nicole Vadia. In the men's doubles event, 9th-seeded Lucas Odlaha won half and Leander Paes knocked out Australian Open champions, Israeli 3rd seeds Jonathan Erlich and Andy Rams 6-3, 6-3, 6-3, to reach the semi-finals. They were joined by 2nd seeds Daniel Nestor and Nenad Simunja, who needed 4 sets to beat unseeded Kevin Anderson and Robert Lindstedt 7-6, 5, 6-4, 6-7, 5, 6-3, top-ranked Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, who defeated unseeded Marcel Granollers and Santiago Ventura 7-6, 3, 6-2, 6-0, and 8 seeds Jonas Bja RKMAN and Kevin Elliott, who prevailed over unseeded Philippe Tzner and Alexander Payer after 4 hours and 5 sets, on the score of 7-6, 5, 4-6, 6-3, 6-7, 5, 6-2. Mixed doubles 4th seeds Paul Hanley and Cara Black advanced to the 3rd round, while defending champion Jamie Murray and partner Liesl Huber proceeded past 6th-seeded Julian Noel and Young Jan Chan to the quarter-finals of the event, alongside 9th seeds and 2007 French Open champions Andy Ram and Nathalie Deci, and 2nd seeds Daniel Nestor and Kai Yun Chuang. Seeded players out: Jonathan Erlich/Andy Ram, Julian Noel/Young Jan Chan. Pictures from Day 8, Day 9. For the second time of the competition, rain perturbated the play in Wimbledon, stopping all ongoing matches in the morning, and once more for an hour in the early afternoon, allowing the play to resume only around 16:30. 5-time Wimbledon winner and defending champion, world number 1 Roger Federer scored his 6th straight win over ATP number 43 Mario Almeida since the Croatian won their first encounter in the first round of the 2002 Wimbledon Championships. The last match to date Federer lost at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, as the Swiss ace defeated his opponent 6-1, 7-5, 6-4, in less than 2 hours of play, and advanced to his record-setting 17th consecutive Grand Slam semi-final. In the second quarter-final of the day, which decided of Federer's opponent, ATP number 75, former world number 1 Marat Safin secured his 7th career semi-final spot in a Grand Slam event, the first since he won the 2005 Australian Open, as the Russian came back from a 1-set deficit to beat 31st seed, Dubai runner-up Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, on the score of 3-6, 7-5, 7-6, 1, 6-3. In the first quarter-final of the bottom half of the draw, 2006 and 2007 Wimbledon finalist and ATP number 2 Rafael Nadal completely dominated his opponent, 12th seed Andy Murray, in less than 2 hours, defeating the British in straight sets 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. The match between Rainer Shah 1/4 TTLE and Arnaud Claire copyright meant to decide the last semi-finalist, Nadal's opponent, was stopped due to darkness right after Clement even to score to 1-set all. Seeded players out: Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, Andy Murray. In the women's doubles competition, 16th seeds, 2001 Wimbledon doubles champion Lisa Raymond and partner Samantha Stosur came out the winners of the first of the 4 quarter-finals matches, defeating unseeded pair Ekaterina Makarova and Selema Svar 6-4, 6-3. 2-time Wimbledon doubles champions and semi-finalists in the ongoing singles event, 11th-seeded Serena Williams and Venus Williams outplayed 13th-seeded duo of American Bethany Matk and Indian Saniam Tsa on the score of 6-4, 6-3, to secure a spot in the semi-finals. The third match of the day saw top-ranked and defending champions Cara Black and Liesl Huber overcome Australian Open runners-up and Wimbledon sixth seeds Victoria Azarenka and Shahar Peer 7-5, 7-6, 4, to advance to a semi-final against Raymond and Stosur. In an encounter between unseeded teams, Frenchwoman Nathalie Dechi and Australian Casey Del Equa prevailed over Spanish duo Nuria Lagosta Avives and Mara Josa. Copyright Marta Nezar NCHEZ 2-6, 6-7, 6, 6-4, to meet the Williams sisters, and complete the semi-finals line-up. In the mixed doubles event, fifth seeds Kevin Olliott and Ai Sugiyama proceeded past Jonas Bja RKMAN and Alicia Molik to the quarter-finals, along with top-seeded Mike Bryan and Katarina Spotnik, who defeated 14th seeds Martin Dam and Xi Peng 7-6, 4, 6-2, and unseeded Bob Bryan and Samantha Stosur, who upset 4th-seeded Paul Hanley and Cara Black. Meanwhile, defending champion Jamie Murray and partner Liesl Huber defeated second seeds Daniel Nestor and Kai Yung Chuang in the first quarter-finals match of the event. Seeded players out: Bethany Matk/Sania Mta, Victoria Azarenka/Shahar Peer, Martin Dam/Xi Peng, Paul Hanley/Cara Black, Daniel Nestor/Kai Yung Chuang. Pictures from Day 9, Day 10, rain delayed play again, stopping all matches for a short time in the mid-afternoon, and once more for a longer period in the late afternoon. Play resumed at around 18:00. The men's last quarter-final, stopped before the night on Day 9, resumed on the score of 6-3, 5-7, to see ATP number 94 Aina Shah 1/4 TTLE win the third set's tie-break. ATP number 145 Arnaud Clare copyright meant win the fourths after a rain delay, and the two former Australian Open runners-up battle through the fifth set, with Clement first holding a match point on the German's serve, Shah 1/4 TTLE breaking but immediately being broken back, the rain stopping the play at 6-6, 40 all on the Frenchman's serve, and, eventually, Shah 1/4 TTLE breaking Clement right after the play resumed and win, on his third match point on the score of 3-6, 7-5, 6-7, 6, 7-6, 7, 8-6, after 5 hours and 12 minutes played on 2 days, and reach his second Grand Slam semi-final, setting up a clash with Rafael Nadal. The match became historically significant as the second longest men's singles match in terms of time played, in Wimbledon history, the longest remaining a 1989 second-round match between Greg Holmes and Todd Weitzken, which lasted 5 hours and 28 minutes. The first semi-final of the women's singles saw four-time winner and defending champion, 7th seed Venus Williams dominate her opponent Elena Dementieva during the first set, winning at 6-1 in 38 minutes, before the Russian 5th seed fought back in the second, breaking Williams right after losing her serve to even the score, and holding to a second-set tie-break. The American then left no chances to Dementieva, breaking her repeatedly to win the tie-break 7-3, and claim a 6-1, 7-6, 3, victory, after nearly 2 hours of play, to advance to her 13th Grand Slam final since the 1997 US Open, her 7th in Wimbledon. The second semi-final between two-time champion, 6th seed Serena Williams and wild-card, WTA number 133 Jia Zheng followed the same pattern as the first, with Williams dominating her opponent in the first set, winning at 6-2, and the Chinese fighting back in the second, taking the match to a tie-break after holding a set point on Williams's serve. Williams, though, kept her edge on Zheng, winning the tie-break 7-5, to claim a 6-2, 7-6, 5, victory, and proceed to her 11th Grand Slam final since the 1999 US Open, the fourth in Wimbledon. Venus and Serena Williams' wins marked the first time since Wimbledon 2003 the two sisters would meet in a Grand Slam final, the seventh time overall, with Serena having won 5 of their 6 previous Grand Slam final meetings, including the 2 played in Wimbledon, in 2002 and 2003. Seeded players out: Elena Dementieva, In the first men's doubles semi-final, which lasted more than 3 hours, being interrupted several times by rain delays, world number 1s and 2006 Wimbledon champions Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan battled a close match against 8-seeded 2002, 2003 and 2004 champion Jonas Bjerg RKMAN and partner Kevin Olliott, but the top-ranked Americans lost all 3 tie-breaks played against their adversaries, allowing Bjorkman and Olliott to win on the score of 7-6, 3, 5-7, 7-6, 5, 7-6, 9. The win meant Bjorkman would reach his 15th Grand Slam doubles final since the 1994 French Open, Olliott would reach his 3rd one since the 2001 US Open, and the pair would reach their first Grand Slam final together. The other semi-final, between 9th seeds Lucas Odlaha 1/2 and Leander Paes and 2nd seeds Daniel Nestor and Nenad Simunja, was stopped due to darkness as the latter led 7-6, 4, 4-6, 6-1, 3-3. The quarter-finals of the mixed doubles event continued, and saw all-Russian, unseeded pair of Igor Andreev and Maria Kirilenko upset all-Czech pair and 3rd seeds Pavel Varzedner and Květa Peschke in straight sets 6-3, 6-4, to reach their first Grand Slam semi-final together. In the second quarter-final of the bottom half of the draw, unseeded team of men's doubles number 1 Bob Bryan and former women's doubles number 1 Samantha Stosur defeated 9th seeds and 2007 French Open mixed champions Andy Ram and Nathalie Deci 6-4, 6-2, to join Jamie Murray and Liesl Huber in the semi-finals. Finally, top seeds Mike Bryan and Katerina Spotnik took 3 sets to beat their quarter-final opponents, 5th-seeded Kevin Olliott, who had just won his men's doubles semi-final, and Isugi Alma, Spotnik's usual partner in women's doubles, on the score of 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, to set up to a clash with Andreev and Kirilenko, and complete the semi-finals line-up. Seeded players out: Bob Bryan/Mike Bryan, Pavel Varzedner/Květa Peschke, Andy Ram/Nathalie Deci, Kevin Olliott/Isugi Alma. Pictures from Day 10. Day 11, the first semi-final of the men's singles was the 11th encounter between world number 1 and defending champion Roger Federer, and former world number 1, now 75th ranked and victor, earlier in the tournament, of ATP number 3 Novak Djokovic, Russian Marat Safin, whose appearance in the semi-finals was the first in a Grand Slam since he won the 2005 Australian Open, where he defeated Federer in the semi-final. The Swiss broke Safin in his first service game, racing through the first set to take it 6-3, before the Russian raised his level of play, and both players went on keeping their serves to a second set tie-break, which Safin eventually lost 3-7, letting Federer take his 2 sets to love advantage to pressure him, and eventually break in the last game of the third set to claim a 6-3, 7-6, 3, 6-4 victory, in less than 2 hours. The win meant Federer would reach his 16th Grand Slam final, and his 6th consecutive one in Wimbledon, already equaling Bjerg RN record of runs at the tournament, from his first win at the 1976 Wimbledon Championships to his lost final, after having won 5 consecutive ones, to John McEnroe at the 1981 Wimbledon Championships. The second semi-final opposed ATP number 2, French Open and Queen's Club Championships winner, and defending finalist Rafael Nadal, to unseeded, 2003 Australian Open runner-up Rainer Shewon quarter TTLER, ATP number 94, who finished his semi-final against Arnaud Claire. Copyright meant only on the previous afternoon, after 3 hours and a half of play. Nadal raced early to a 4-0 lead, taking the first set 6-1, before Shewon quarter TTLER started to fight back, breaking the Spanish and dominating him through the second set, keeping his serve until 5-4. When serving to even the score to 1-all, Nadal broke him, eventually winning the set in a tie-break 7-3, and keeping his edge on the German up to the end of the third set to win, in little more than 2 hours, on the score of 6-1, 7-6, 3, 6-4. The win allowed Nadal to advance to his 7th Grand Slam final, his 3rd consecutive one in Wimbledon, and set up his 18th meeting against Roger Federer, the 6th in a Grand Slam final. Seeded players out, none. The second men's doubles semi-final, between 9th seeds Luka Sodlaha 1/2 and Leander Paes and 2nd seeds Daniel Nestor and Nenad Simunja, and which was stopped by the night on day 10 as the latter were leading 7-6, 4, 4-6, 6-1, 3-3, resumed, to see the Czech Louis and the Indian, 1999 Wimbledon champion Paes break their opponents and win the 4th set, taking the match to a 5th one, in which 2002 Wimbledon doubles runner-up Nestor and 2004 and 2006 runner-up Simonjic made the difference, ultimately clinching a 7-6, 4, 4-6, 6-1, 4-6, 8-6 victory, to face Jonas Bja Paragraph RKMAN and Kevin Olliott, and try, for Nestor, to finally complete a career Grand Slam and for Simunja, to win his first ever Grand Slam title. The semi-finals of the women's doubles took place, first confronting 2000 and 2002 champions and 11th seeds Serena Williams and Venus Williams, to unseeded Frenchwoman Nathalie Dechey and Australian Casey Dell'Equa, with the Williams sisters, who lost no set since the beginning of the competition, dominating their opponents throughout the encounter, winning the match 6-3, 6-3, after only an hour of play and advanced to their 3rd doubles final in Wimbledon, having won the 2 first ones. That win also marked the 2nd time since the 2002 Wimbledon Championships Serena and Venus Williams would be facing each other in the singles final, and be present together in the doubles final. The top half of the draw's semi-final took place between top-ranked, recent Birmingham and Eastbourne winners and defending champions Cara Black and Liesl Huber, and 16th-seeded 2001 doubles champion Lisa Raymond and partner Samantha Stosur, with the latter taking the early advantages in each set, breaking the world number 1's 4 times during the encounter and eventually knocking them out of the tournament on the score of 6-3, 6-3, in little more than an hour, to reach their 4th Grand Slam final together, after the 2005 US Open, the 2006 Australian Open and the 2006 French Open. In the first semi-final of the mixed event, top seeds Mike Bryan and Katerina Spotnik entirely dominated their unseeded opponents Igor Andreev and Maria Kirilenko to win the match on the final score of 6-4, 6-2, after little more than an hour, and proceed to their first Grand Slam final together. The win allowed Mike Bryan to advance to his 4th Grand Slam mixed final, his 2nd in Wimbledon after finishing as the runner-up in 2001, and Spotnik to advance to her 8th Grand Slam mixed final, her first in Wimbledon. 12th-seeded defending champion Jamie Murray and partner, women's doubles number 1 Liesl Huber made the strongest start of their semi-final against unseeded Bob Bryan and Samantha Stosur, quickly taking the first set 6-2 in 21 minutes, before Bryan and Stosur started to fight back, taking the second set to a tie-break, easily winning at 7-1, and extending their domination in the 3rd set, eventually taking the match 2-6, 7-6, 1, 6-4, to reach their first Grand Slam mixed doubles final together. The final would be Bob Bryan's 6th, the 2nd in Wimbledon, after a 2006 loss, and Stosur's 2nd, after the 2005 Australian Open. The win marked the 2nd time in the year Bob Bryan and Katerina Spotnik would face each other in a Grand Slam mixed doubles final, having already confronted at the French Open, set up the first ever meeting in a Grand Slam final of Bob and Mike Bryan, and marked the first time, with Stosur's win, a player would be present in both the doubles and the mixed doubles final of Wimbledon since Cara Black in 2004. Seeded players out, Luka Sodlaha 1/2 / Leander Paes. Cara Black / Liesl Huber. Jamie Murray / Liesl Huber. Pictures from Day 11, Day 12. The final of the women's singles competition started at 14 o'clock on the centre court of the Wimbledon's All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. WTA number 6 and 6th seed, 2002 and 2003 Wimbledon champion Serena Williams and WTA number 7 and 7th seed, 2000, 2001, 2005 and 2007 champion Venus Williams met for the third time in a Wimbledon final, and for the seventh time overall in Grand Slam finals, with Serena winning 5 of the 6 previous encounters. Serena made the stronger start, breaking her sister in her first service game, and quickly took a 4-2 lead, as Venus struggled with her return. The momentum of the first set then shifted, when Venus started to play more aggressively, breaking Serena to even the score, and breaking her again in the last game to win the set 7-5 after 53 minutes. Venus struggled again with her serve in the beginning of the second set, saving a break point in her first service game. She was broken in her second, but broke back to 2-2. Both players then held their serve up to 5-4, when Serena found herself serving to stay in the match at 15-40, saving the first match point, but losing the second on an unforced error to give Venus the break and a 7-5, 6-4 victory after 1 hour and 11 minutes of play. The win allowed Venus to defend her title and was her 5th Wimbledon title, her 7th Grand Slam title overall. The men's doubles final followed the women's singles one on center court. The 8th-seeded team of ATP doubles number 21 and former world number 1 and 3-time Wimbledon doubles champion Jonas Rkman and current ATP doubles number 14, partner Kevin Olliott, the oldest pair in the field, both aged 36, met the world number 2 duo of Daniel Nestor, a Wimbledon 2002 runner-up, and Nenad Zimonja, a finalist at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club in 2004 and 2006. Both teams remained close through the first 2 sets, with neither pair breaking the other, and each set going to a tie-break, the first one 14-12 by Nestor and Zimonjic, the second 7-3 by Bjorkman and Olliott. The second seeds proved more efficient in the third set, winning their only break point and holding their advantage to the end to take a 2-1 lead. The fourth set resembled the third, with Nestor and Zimonjic converting their 2 break points, while their opponents were unable to attack them on their service games. Nestor and Zimonjic won the match 7-6, 12, 6-7, 3, 6-3, 6-3, after more than 2 hours and a half of play, making them the 2008 Wimbledon champions. The victory marked Nestor and Zimonjic's first as a team in a Grand Slam tournament, after finishing as the runners-up at the French Open. It also allowed Nestor to become the 21st player in tennis history and the 11th in the Open era to complete a career Grand Slam, after winning previously at the 2002 Australian Open, the 2004 US Open and the 2007 French Open. He is also the 3rd male player to complete a career Golden Slam, as Nestor also won the gold medal at the 2000 Sydney Summer Olympics. The last final of the day to be played on the centre court was the women's doubles. 11th-seeded 2-time winning pair of Serena Williams and Venus Williams, who had just won the women's singles crown, met 16th-seeded Lisa Raymond, and 2002 champion Samantha Stosur, also in course to play the mixed doubles final in the tournament. The Williams sisters proved to be as dominant through the final as they were during the whole competition, in which they lost no set and knocked out several seeded teams, among them French Open champions Annabelle Medina Garrigues and Virginia Ruano Pascual, as Serena and Venus broke twice in each of the sets, saving 3 breakpoints in the first set, and not facing a single one in the second, to claim the 2008 Wimbledon doubles title after a mere 58 minutes of play, on the score of 6-2, 6-2. The doubles title was Serena and Venus' 3rd in Wimbledon, and the 7th overall together, since the 1999 French Open. The win also marked the 3rd time the sisters won the doubles title of Wimbledon, while one of them won the singles title, and the second in which they won the doubles while both of them played the singles final. Seeded players out: Serena Williams, Jonas Rkman/Kevin Olliott, Lisa Raymond/Samantha Stosur. Pictures from Day 12, Day 13. The final Sunday, featuring the men's singles final, saw Rafael Nadal win the first Wimbledon title of his career and 5th Grand Slam tournament. Number 1 seed and 5-time champion Roger Federer was aiming to equal William Renshaw's record of 6 consecutive Wimbledon titles, and edge ever closer to Pete Sampras's record of 14 Grand Slam titles, of which Federer had 12. Nadal, the number 2 seed and 4-time French Open champion, was Federer's challenger for the third consecutive year, and was aiming to become the first man since Rn Borg to win the French Open and Wimbledon in the same year. Nadal's countryman, Manuel Santana, the last Spaniard to have won the Wimbledon title, said Nadal could take inspiration from Spain's victory in the recent European Championships, which Spain had last won in 1964. Rain and lightning delayed the final, scheduled for 14:00, until 14:35. The final itself was a fragmented affair, with 2 rain delays removing the possibility of an uninterrupted final. However, the playing time made it the longest final in Wimbledon history, at 4 hours and 48 minutes. Nadal began well, winning the first set 6-4 in just under an hour, and taking the second by the same scoreline, despite having been down 4-1 at one point. The third set was interrupted by rain delays, but the players returned to finish the set with a tie-break, which Federer won by 7 points to 5. The fourth mirrored the third by also going to a tie-break, in which Nadal took a 5-2 lead. Nadal was on serve but served a double fault and then was forced by Federer into hitting a backhand into the net. Later in the tie-break, Nadal had 2 championship points, including one on his serve, which he squandered, with Federer triumphing 10-8, and forcing a final set. The fifth set went only 4 games before another rain delay. The score was 2-2 when they returned. Nadal eventually prevailed, winning the final set 9-7, at 21:16 local time. Nadal celebrated his win by climbing to his family in the crowd, including coach Tony Nadal, and then traversed a roofed area to shake hands with members of Spanish royalty. Pundit and 3-time Wimbledon champion John McEnroe lauded it as the greatest match I have ever seen. With a final score of 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 5, 6-7, 8, 9-7. Seeded players out, Roger Federer. In the mixed doubles final, the Bryan brothers, Bob and Mike, met each other in the second siblings final of this year's tournament. The unseeded Bob and Samantha Stosur won the match in straight sets, 7-5, 6-4 against the first-seeded Mike and Katerina Spotnik, after 1 hour and 1 minute. Seeded players out, Mike Bryan/Katerina Spotnik. Pictures from day 13, seeds, withdrawals, Joe Wilfried Tsonga, Juan Marque Naco, Carlos Moya, Tatiana Golovin, Gaël Monfils. Wildcard entries, below are the lists of the wildcard awardees entering in the main draws and in the qualifying draws. Prize money: in 2008 the All England Club awarded £11,812,000 in prize money to competitors at the championships. References. External links: Wimbledon official website.